Today I'm going to show you how to stop funding Klaviyo's next office expansion and why you beef buffet without losing a single dollar in email revenue. I will show you exactly how we're optimizing clients' Klaviyo bills with segments you can copy and paste so you can start paying only for what you should be paying for and not a single dollar more, and find your optimal Klaviyo price. If you're new here, I'm Matt Pirelli, founder of Email Engineers, my agency where 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brands go to whenever they need to maximize email sales, but that doesn't mean overpaying Klaviyo. So today I'm showing you the exact process we use with a brand to cut their Klaviyo bill by $749 per month with zero consequences. Because the truth is, most of the 7 to 9 figure brands we work with are overpaying Klaviyo 20 to 40% every month when they come to us. Money that could be better spent on ads, inventory, or why not your very own grass-fed Wagyu beef for dinner. So we'll get to a live example in a moment where I'll optimize a Klaviyo bill right in front of your eyes. But before I do that, let me take 30 seconds to explain a little how Klaviyo's billing and pricing works, including their new pricing rule they're rolling out in February, because it's a little confusing. So every plan has two components: active profiles. This is the maximum number of people your campaigns can go out to. And monthly email sends, which is self-explanatory, is the combination between one-off campaigns and email flows or sequences. So if you go inside Klaviyo, this is the number you're paying for. This do not add up to your bill. You don't get charged for this. But the true problem lies here with your active profiles, because Klaviyo doesn't automatically suppress your inactive profiles. So what happens is that you're stuck paying for ghosts, because most of us assume that our email list are real potential customers. But in reality, a massive percentage of them are just dead weight. So this creates a ghost town effect. You're paying rent for people who are not living in your town anymore. For example, you have people in your list who have received 50 emails, 100 emails, and are yet to purchase. They've placed 0 orders with you, spent $0, but you're still getting billed for that person, because this is what we will consider dead weight. There's almost 0 chance that someone like this is gonna buy, or at least we shouldn't bet on it and get charged for it. So there's the issue with price, and there's also the issue with deliverability. If you keep sending emails to unengaged profiles, people who receive your emails but do not click or open them, email providers like Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook start labeling you as a spammer, and your emails get sent to the promotional folder, or worse, the spam folder, which we don't want. So now let me give you 3 segments you can copy and paste and use to get rid of that dead weight and find your optimal Klaviyo price so you pay only exactly what you deserve to use. Alright, so if you go to audience, list, and segments and create a new segment, this is the first segment we call the H090 exclusion. EE stands for Email Engineers, my agency. And this is how it looks like. If someone has received at least 8 emails in the last 90 days and they've clicked 0 times any of these emails in the last 90 days, and they've opened 0 times in the last 90 days, and they've been a subscriber for at least 90 days, and they can receive email marketing, of course, they will get added into this segment. So let me break it down for you. Starting at the bottom, we have this condition just to make sure they currently can receive email marketing. These are 3 nested conditions with an OR conditional. Either they subscribed at least 90 days ago, or the profile was created through another app, such as Shopify checkout, for example. So basically, if they've been on our list for at least 90 days, and they've opened an email 0 times and clicked 0 times, and they receive at least 8 emails to have some leeway here, then they get added into this exclusion segment. So we use 8 here. If someone is opening 1 out of 8 emails, that is like a 12% open rate, which is borderline okay-ish. And then we do 90 days for all of these parameters. I've seen some people go 180 days, but the truth is that if someone hasn't been opening, clicking your emails in the last 180 days, why should that change at all? We'd rather be more strict here and get rid of dead weight fast, because that's going to cut our cost faster and also improving our deliverability faster. This is the first segment, H090 exclusion. The second segment is called the 50-0. This includes everyone who has started checkout 0 times overall time, placed an order 0 times overall time, yet they have received at least 50 emails overall time and can receive email marketing just to make sure they can currently receive email marketing. So let me break it down. If someone has received at least 50 emails, but they haven't purchased yet, you can safely assume they are not going to buy anytime soon. You can do the math. You can actually pull data from Klaviyo and find the sweet spot for this number and find after which number it doesn't make sense anymore to send emails to. So we do that. But for simplicity's sake, you can just use 50 here. And just from a first principle standpoint, if someone receives 50 emails from you, 50, yet they are still not moving forward, we can easily assume they're out of the market. Either they already purchased somewhere with a competitor, or they're just simply not interested anymore in whatever it is that we're selling. So this segment should be really, really big. For this particular client is 115,000 people. So this is the second segment, the 50-0 exclusion. And the final segment is called the year old. This is mostly for brands who have been operating for at least 2 years, but they've been on and off about their email marketing. This segment includes those who have received an email 0 times in the last year, and their account was created at least 1 year ago. So you can just literally copy paste these conditions, and they can receive marketing. So again, for some reason, these people have not been receiving an email. It could be that something is off with the current sentence segments. That's most likely the case. In any case, we will create this segment and go through 5 to 10 profiles to see exactly what's happening here. Okay, now that you have those 3 segments created, you will go here, audience, list and segments, click these 3 dots and suppress current members. The good thing is that you can now unsuppress these members in the future. So for example, if you have a big sales event coming soon, like we will do for Black Friday, for example, we can unsuppress and be a little less strict with our segmentation and email people we normally wouldn't send emails to. And then when you suppress these 3 segments, you're left with your optimal active profiles. And you will be paying only for those subscribers who were sending emails to in the first place. Now, one last thing. Klaviyo assumes you're sending 10 emails per active profile per month. Right here, for example, in this plan, you have 100,000 active profiles, and you're sending roughly 1 million emails per month. So that is 10 emails per active profile. So this is 2.5 emails a week on average. But in case you're sending more, I have this calculator right here, which I'm linking in the description. So for example, if your optimal active subscribers are 100,000, but you're sending 5 campaigns a month, you will need a plan that allows you to send 2 million emails per month, which will be this one. So if your email conversion rates are high and you're generating a ton of revenue percent, and that is the reason why you're sending 5 emails a month, then by all means choose that plan. Because at least what we do here with all of our clients is that we play to win. We don't play not to lose. So we're fine with paying Klaviyo an extra $1,000 a month if we can generate an extra $100,000 per month with it. So if your campaigns are consistent and all of them are generating sales, then by all means, do this. But only after you got rid of all of your dead weight. And if you're not sure if this is worth it, you can go to Klaviyo, benchmarks, campaigns, and you will see data showing how you're comparing to other peers. So the numbers we're looking for here are conversion rate and revenue per recipient. If your conversion rates are labeled as good or excellent, and your revenue per recipient is also labeled as good or excellent, you're in a nice place most likely. In this case, for this client, our email conversion rate is actually 10 times higher than their competitors, than the median. So we're actually doing really good. And revenue per recipient is 5 times higher than the median. So our emails are generating 5 times more revenue than their competitors. So this is also nice. And in case you see this when going to your benchmarks, don't worry. This is completely fine. Spam reports are poor, but still within the limits. And unsubscribe rates are high, but that's actually a nice thing for us because we're actively pushing people away from our list. We make unsubscribing really easy because we'd rather get rid of this dead weight fast. So these are the 2 metrics to pay attention to: revenue per recipient and conversion rates. You can access this in analytics, benchmarks, campaigns. And finally, some people ask whether to enable or disable this, the automatic email plan upgrade. And we always leave it enabled by default, because think of your Klaviyo plan as a hot air balloon that's floating at around 3,000 feet up in the air. With all of these optimizations, we brought it back to 1,000 feet, so we're paying less. But with this option, we have the ability to go up to 3,000 feet if we have the need to. Because the last thing you want to happen is that for a campaign to get stalled because you didn't have enough profiles to send emails to. It has happened before and it's not a nice thing. But in any case, I would recommend having a reminder every month. Go back to this screen and see how many emails you've been sending on average in the last months. So then you know exactly how many emails you're sending and you can choose the most appropriate plan for next month. Let's say this is after Black Friday or a big sales event that you have, that you unsuppressed a lot of profiles, whatever it is. This is how you know exactly whether you're being efficient with your plan. You know how many profiles you've been paying in the last month, and you know how many emails you've been sending the last month. So then you can choose the appropriate plan. But again, this is after you exclude those 3 segments that we created together and suppress them. Here's the thing, Klaviyo's pricing is not optimized for you. It's optimized for Klaviyo, their shareholders, and their stock value. But if you follow this, you can have your cake and eat it too. Because the truth is that for 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brand, Klaviyo is still king. They have features that others don't have. And at the end of the day, if you optimize your Klaviyo billing, the difference between Klaviyo and the second best options is not that much. It's 10%, 20% max, which is nothing compared to the extra revenue you can generate. So do this, optimize your billing, optimize your deliverability along the way. Finally, if you have over 100,000 subscribers and you'd rather have me and my team do this for you, find your optimal Klaviyo pricing, then shoot me an email to matthias@email-engineers.com with the subject line Klaviyo bill, and tell me that you're coming from this video. Finally, if you're watching this video, then there's a high chance you might want to also increase your email revenue as high as possible. If that's you, then watch this video next, where I break down 23 strategies we use to generate a client $2.4 million out of a tiny list of 11,000 subscribers in 2024. I'm Matt Pirelli. See you in the next video.